Okay, so I would take the 79.99. So this is kind of a longer way, so I'm gonna just show you like a ratio of how to do it. But okay, so 79. So I heard someone say, should we change this percent to a decimal? You're absolutely right.
Or is it 63?
8% is the same
Well,
as
no, I know that.
0.08. Because when you go from percent to decimal, you go 1, 2 places over.
No, it's not 63.
So we'll do the original. Times 0.08.
6.3. And then you subtract that off the 79.
Yeah, so yeah, we're at 6 point, and I'm getting 0.3992.
Yeah.
So we gotta round this because we're talking dollars and cents, right? So I would love to round to not the 10th but the 100th, but that would round up. So that's gonna take me to 6.4. So let's do a sentence.
Wait.
Okay, so my sentence is going to be the 8% discount will be $6.40 off. But is this answering the question?
No, I was gonna say.
No, that's not answering the question. What do we have to do to answer the question? Subtract it from 80. So, well, 79.99.
I guess.
Take away $6.40. The 8% discount will be $6.40 off. So the cost before tax, before, I wrote that like 2 words. That's not enough to convince your mom to buy them. She's like, we're gonna need a 15% sale.
That's actually a good deal.
This is like a cheap price or something. Yeah, please don't. What else do I have going on here? Okay. All right. So head up those steps and that thought process for number 2, talking about dog crate. This is accurate. This is a real sales tax. Patrick?
Can't you multiply
Shortcut. Yeah, if you want to just do this in one step, so tax, adds to the total cost. So you get your $3.99 here would be the tax rate. $57 plus $3.99. $60.99. Everybody agree it's $60.99?
I have 60. I got 60.
Yeah, I think I'm solid on that. No, mine came out exactly 3.99. Did yours come out different? So, I'm sure you guys have heard this. Patrick brought up the shortcut. If we would have just done, instead of 0.07, okay, so you can't necessarily do this as easily with discounts, but with tax rate, increase it. If you want to just do 1.07 instead of in 2 steps, it'll give you that final answer right off the bat. $60.99. The dog crate less expensive than the. Yeah, so if you put a 1 in here, it takes care of this last step of adding it. All in one step. Let's answer in a sentence. So the purpose of these 2 questions is just to highlight the fact that, of course, discounts are subtracted while tax rates are increased. And when it comes to percent change problems, you have to really think about that. So you've done percent change problems for a really long time, so I think for that reason they can get a little bit. Wow, was that door not locked? Hi. Where you headed, pal? Why don't you just sit back there for a second? So anyway, we're gonna watch a little video. Alright, so we're gonna watch a video. It's a 2-minute video. Your goal is to answer this question.
Oh.
Watch the video. This is on Discovery Ed. Sometimes when I feel like topics are a little bit, I go to Discovery Ed and I try to find a video. So the video is about percent change and is pay as you dump. It's about like garbage programs. Garbage actually costs taxpayers a lot of money. My purpose of showing you this isn't to talk about recycling or garbage. I just want to talk about percent change. So here we go. Hope it works. Oh, how dare you? How dare you kick me off like that? I'm hoping to, but
It's in one of the tabs at the top, I think.
oh, it just was. How sad. They locked me out. Just gotta make a quick decision here. They would burn it. Did you guys hear that? Yes. And so what would that increase in our county? Like, as I say this, I just want to say as a disclaimer, I don't think this is a good idea for our county. Yeah, also there's like illegal dumping. And they said after 3 months the illegal dumping goes away, and I'm like, man, this county would just be dumping trash everywhere. Probably end up like in the water. Yes. Yearly, like 20% annually. Okay, so we have to do the 3,285 pounds, I guess, that each one of us is producing every year of garbage. We're going to do that times 0.2. 650,000? Okay, 657. So we don't need to be throwing out the D word. I'm just trying to do my job. Okay. So, sorry this is so squished in here. It would reduce 657 pounds per person per year. Seems worth it. Well, and you can't really compost that well in an urban setting. Like, so composting is awesome. You guys know what composting is? You just put it in there and then you compost. You put like your banana peels and all your food waste, and then it turns to soil and it helps you grow like really healthy organic food. It's a natural fertilizer. But in Florida, we have lots of wildlife. So you just be in there like with raccoon families in your backyard. So it's just it's not as easy as okay. Okay. You guys are okay with raccoons? Oh my gosh, that's so great. Okay, I have a handout for you. Alright, so this handout is on chapter 2-7, percent change problems. I'm going to give you a ratio that we're going to practice with these percent change programs. This is in lieu of you taking notes yourself. This is actually the last two sections in chapter 2. This one is percent change equations. So you just took a quiz on solving equations. These are percent change equations. And then the last section is called literal formulas. They're a little bit more difficult. This I think you guys will find as a yeah, these are for you. Go ahead and put your name on them. Go ahead and start reading it. Okay, so I want you to practice. So we just did percent change problems using sentences and in decimals, but I want you to practice this ratio in your assignment today and like moving forward in this chapter. So you're gonna put the amount of change over the original amount, and then you're gonna set that equal to percent change, and then we're going to cross multiply like that. So you put the amount that is changed over the original amount, and this is a percent, not as a decimal, over 100. So determine whether each percent change. So you get points for this. You have to say would this be an increase or would it be a decrease, and then find the percent change. So if your original amount is 32, and your final amount is 40. What is the amount of change? What are we going to put in the top of the first fraction? 8. 8. So we're going to do 8 over, the original is 32, equals P, we don't know, over 100. So this is a ratio, a fraction equals a fraction. So we're going to do 8 times 100 equals 32 times P. 800 equals 32P. And then show your work. Solve your equations like we were just practicing. This is 32 times P. Get P alone by dividing.
It's 25.
So to really answer the question, I'm sorry if you don't have enough room on your handout. You might have to go into the margin or something. But it says, is this an increase or a decrease? It started at original, yes. Oh, great question. So it's the amount of change that occurred. So if we started at 32 and we went up to 40, the change was 8. Other questions on how we got any of the numbers? So we have to identify, since we started at 32 and we ended at 40, this was a percent increase. Of 25. Oh, we're done differently in the future. All right, B. So in B, the original is 20 and the final is 4. Is that an increase or a decrease? This will be a decrease problem.
No.
So on top of our fraction, we put the amount that changes. On the bottom, we put the original. We set that equal to a percent over 100. So this changed by 16. Everybody good with this changing by 16? The original is 20. We don't know the percent. We put it over 100, and I want you practicing cross multiplication. We get 1600 equals 20p. Divide both sides by 20. And we get 80p. So this was an 80% decrease. What kind of things would we like to see decreased by 80%? Yeah. Any cost. Any cost. Yeah. Technology decrease.
Let me stop
Oh, yeah. It's true we would want a profit decrease. Okay, go ahead and do the next two. So for this whole section, I don't want you doing what we did in Bellwork, kind of walking through it step by step. I want you using this ratio. Second part. So the original was 66 and the final was 30. So the amount decreased. Changed by 36. Let's round to the 100. Okay. I'll write that down. round to the hundred. That's 2 decimal places. Yeah, Cadence, you're right, because 33 would be 50. So you can, make your prediction. This is very close to 50%, maybe a little bit higher. You'd say, or do you no? Did you do it? Okay. Show your ratio. Show your cross multiplication. Show your division on both sides. Wow, higher than predicted. 54.55 is that percent. Yeah, but I'm going to round that 4 up because it's 0.5454. No, I want you to round to the hundredths. This would be a great answer to box. So go ahead, get your number, put the percentage next to it, and then next to that, write the word increase or decrease. Wow, what's the change in this one? It started at 9, it went to 12. This is an increase. Great question. So you're just going to compare the original to the final. If the final's more, it's an increase. Yeah. I just. I'll give you guys a moment. Uh-huh. So you can go to college and get a whole degree in what's called public administration, and you help make decisions about things like how you're gonna organize garbage in the community. No, it's a well-paid job. And you go out and you get a degree in public administration, and the people who run the waste management in our county make really, they're it's a prestigious position to run a whole county. Well, what we don't want is a negative number, right? So you can always just do the easy subtraction, the big one minus the small one, because you're just looking at the amount of change. It's kind of like absolute value, right? Because yeah, and if you end up with a negative, that just means you had a decrease. But we're taking the negative out and we're calling it decrease. It's a good question. Oh, 9.8. I messed up. You got a different number. This is my fault. Yeah. So there will be 4.7% increase. So almost 25%, almost a quarter increase. Sure, all divided by 4 is 3, so and that's about 3 left. Let's skip the next set of A-B problems. I've had enough. I've had enough of that. I've had enough of you. I don't know why this random B is here. The price to use bookstore pays to buy a book is $5. The store sells the book for 28% above the price it pays the book for the book. It's called a markup. What is the selling price of the book? No. Okay. So let's alright, let 5 equal the original amount. Alright, so they buy it for $5. So in our ratio, we're gonna put 5 down below. We already know the percent they're marking it up. They're marking it up 28%. They're hoping to make a 28% profit. We already know for our ratio we put under 108. So in this next set of problems, what we don't know is the amount is going to increase by. So we'll just put X here. We're not sure how much it's going to go up by. Yeah, it's like what's unknown just changed. What the reason you have this ratio set up is because given any one of these percent change problems, maybe you don't know the P, maybe you don't know the original, maybe you don't know the change, you can just leave it blank and cross multiply. So go ahead, cross multiply here and see what you come up with. Is that the final answer? So this must be 140. So what does 1.4 represent? Well, it was up here, and what we put up there is the amount of change. That's the change in price, right? And so it says that the store wants to sell it for 28% above. So the selling price of the book will be the $5 plus the $1.40 profit they're gonna make off this one book. Well, it's only $5. So the selling price of the book is $6.40. So who makes these decisions? 28% markup, 30% markup. The business owner. Business owner has to decide. So they're doing this math. They're figuring out how much they want to profit off of each book and how much they're going to sell it for. Do books sell for $6? No, not a book's a million. My kids get a gift card for $25 and they walk away with like a book and a half. Okay. But that's what the library's for, right? All right, go ahead, read the next one. Try to set it up correctly. Okay.
How much time do we have?
All right, percent increase at Northwestern University was 5.4%. The new cost is $33,408. Find the original cost. how are we doing this? We were doing the new minus. We were doing 1 minus 1. It was an increase.
Wait. The new class. Yes, so it's the new one subtracted by it. This is really not fun.
This one just got a little bit more complicated because we have two unknowns. We don't know how much it changed, and we don't know the original. But the change would be the new minus the original would represent the change. So this one's much more complicated. When we cross multiply, make sure you distribute.
That's racist. Totally not racist. Why? You have a racist white kid in class.
Did you guys see how I cross multiplied this?
All you do is take a picture.
So to cross multiply this entire expression, I do 100 times this and 100 times this. So it's 3340 raised with 2 zeros minus 100x equals 5.4x. So this is like a multi-step equation now. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to add 100 to both sides.
Oh, because of what variable is that? I got this. That is not.
Well, let's just get a little more used to it. You know, the next time we do it, I'll explain it a little more in depth. Can you see why this problem's more complicated? Because there was two unknowns, right? Three, 1,696.39 was the original tuition. All right, so today to go to this university, it's 33,000, but there was an increase. How much was it last year? Last year it was only 31,000. So when you have two unknowns, you have to think about the new minus the original over the original. This is when the original is unknown. We'll stop there. For tuition, tuition is going up pretty quickly. Okay, so let me just take a look at this workbook I've assigned you. I know we didn't get